All right, so back at the Irving Park, and as you know, I'm just gonna flip it over so you can see the screen where I'm going. See this beautiful nature. All right, so what am I going to talk about today? I could talk about so many things. Life is so mysterious and wonderful, filled with ups and downs and everything in between. But right now I feel like talking about what is on my mind. And that is that I want to move to South America. Or maybe Central. Central America might be cool too. And I'm going to be talking about it more and more because I'll have a couple of friends that are thinking the same thing as I am. And it's so funny because I met up with somebody yesterday that we're planning on buying an RV and making it down to Costa Rica with it. Funniest part about this is that we should be very scared because both of us are looking to never come back. In a sense, we might come back to visit in Canada, but me personally, I don't plan on coming back often, that's for sure. I've had it with this country, with all the corruption, with the winters, with how we've become as a society. Everybody's looking to see how much they can get from somebody else, take advantage of somebody else, manipulate someone else, control someone else, get the better end of someone else. And as I talked about before, this is not just occurring in the business world, but many spiritual, quote-unquote spiritual people who claim to want to help heal people. One of their very first intentions that is easily seen is how they are money hungry. So, I've talked about this and I'm not going to go into details, but we've lost a plot when it comes to that. And some people are noticing that it's more about the dollar than the healing or the connection with who we are. Some people, they'll gaslight into someone believing that, well, they are needed, they are going to heal, they can't do it alone. And they will say, you need me. Or if you want to extend your consciousness again, you will need them because only they know how. So it's interesting how these things are going on. So just a small break, somebody's coming, don't want to include them in the video. All right, I'm back. All right, so yeah, some people like to sell the idea that they are the truth, they are the way. Where have we heard that before? So, yeah. I have a couple of places in mind so far. We might change our minds. So far, we want to spend a couple of months in Mexico. It's much cheaper to live. The weather is much nicer than here up in Canada. So we're thinking about spending some time there, and we might spend 2 to 3 months or something. We'll see, right? And after that, we have Guatemala. And Guatemala has a very interesting place for anybody that is spiritual. Lacatillon, Lake Atitlan, Atitlan. It's almost like saying it's where it's at. There's around the lake, there is all sorts of communities. Most prominent one being San Marcos, I believe. There's a lot of ceremonies, a lot of spiritual seekers gather there. So for me, obviously, it's an obvious choice. And I obviously will need some healing from what happened with the glyphosate. I think this is a good place to start. Heck, it might even start in Mexico, I don't know, but something tells me that there's something for me in Lacatillon when it comes to this. So, the only way to find out is go. So after that, I think we have Guatemala, we have Honduras. I haven't really looked too much in Honduras, to be honest. So it'd be a good idea for me to just have a quick peek, see what's all about. Most of these South American countries are, or I should say Central America, that's where we're at now. They're a lot similar. The only thing that changes is the governments and the state of the economy. So some places will be freer than others. So obviously we want to find a place where we'll be the most free. And from what I've seen and experienced, because I've been there before, freest spot will be Costa Rica. Now, not to say that Costa Rica is perfect in every way. It is not. But when I went there, quite simply, I fell in love with the country. Yeah, Canada has really felt for me a place where I didn't belong. It's been a long time. It's been a long time I felt this way. Been wanting to go to Costa Rica and move down south. Probably around 15 years now. I just delayed it, and now it's really time to go because of the state of affairs here in Canada. Because the way things are going, and things can change, I know, where everybody is really stretched financially. I'll just give you some examples here on how the rent difference is, or cost of living, if you know how much you're paying here in Canada or New Brunswick, wherever you are. But imagine being somewhere that it would cost around $600 to, let's say, $1,000 to live comfortably or to live well. And over here, most places, the rent alone is more. And most people that live here are aware of how much it costs, obviously, right? They're living it. And yesterday I went over to see my friend that we were planning on going to on that RV. Well, she's paying $1,700 for a 2-bedroom in Moncton. And most places it would be close to that, or more. While in places like San Isidro, Costa Rica, Lacatelan, Guatemala, Vilcabamba, I think that's how you pronounce it, in Ecuador, where you can make it for less than $1,000 if you're really careful with your money. And here, it's only going to get worse. Alright, the guy mowing the lawn was friendly enough to stop it when I walked by. Didn't have to, I was going to edit it, but very kind of him. So yeah, imagine, as we know, right? We know, everybody knows in Canada that cost of living is going to keep on going up. So it's going to get worse than what it is now. And if right now a single person needs about, let's say, $2,500 a month, something like that, and even at that, I'm not sure 25 would be enough. I don't have a car, I don't have a house, and so I don't know how much it would be, honestly. But let's say a $1,500 rent, $500 car payment, and $200 to $300. I would say $300 or $400 for a month for food. And you have power, electricity, and then you have internet. So yeah, what choice do we have? Are we gonna work 80 hours a week, go to side hustle, barely able to get any sleep? Because I don't see any solution in sight here in Canada, and it's the same in the US and Australia, in the UK, Europe. The same situation there. So it's either that we pack what few belongings that we have. I think it's important, if we're going to be doing this, to not try to move your whole house, because if you don't know where you want to go, you have all this stuff that you're carrying behind you, all that stuff is going to become a burden. So my plan is I'm going to sell off as many things as I can, become as light as possible, and go. So I'm wondering, I know that there's many people, because I've been hearing about it, and also I've been looking into this. I wonder how many people are thinking about doing something similar, where they're thinking about moving down South America. Maybe I know some of you, just haven't told me yet. Or maybe you're a friend of a friend of a friend, and you see this and you're like, whoa, another fellow New Brunswicker that wants to move down south. It'd make things easier if we could work together. That's an interesting concept, is it? Actually working together, not against each other. I don't think that I'm familiar with that here. Familiar with the competition side. I'm not very familiar with how people want to work together. That's what I experienced in Costa Rica. One of the reasons why I fell in love with the place is people are still close with their communities, their families, their friends. They work together, try to make life a little bit easier for each other. support each other when they need our support, instead of saying, I'm sorry, I got my own problems. And I know maybe some people are watching this and they're probably saying, I know some good people. I know some friends that would help me. I have family that I can depend on. I know some people in my community. And yes, there are some, right? This is a generalization of what I've experienced and also what I've been hearing from other people. So I can just talk about things that I've realized, things that I've noticed, things that I've seen, things that I've heard. I can only comment on these things. So I'm going to put the tripod down here. Hopefully I'm able to put it up a little bit so you can see above the trees. It's going to make a little bit of noise, so don't mind this air. Shouldn't be too bad. It's better than pausing. It makes for a more fluid video, right? Alright, so what's the view here? Let me take a look. Oh, that's good. That's good. Alright, so yeah. If you're watching this video and you're hearing what I'm saying about moving down south, are you also thinking about moving down south? If so, leave a comment. Maybe get in touch with me. If you're too shy, you can get in touch with me through my email. Just need to go to my main page here and click on, I think it says more when you go to my main YouTube page. Anyway, and also if you can't find it, just scroll back to let's say videos from 2 months ago. Click on any of these videos. Check in the description. My email is in these ones. I stopped listing it because of well, I got an email that from people that were running a what do you call it? They sell your personal information online, and they said that they were doing that. So yeah, they didn't specify it was YouTube, but I caught on. I asked a couple of questions and got confirmation, so looks like it's that. But yeah, if you're one of these people that you're interested in moving down south, whether it be right Lacatiron, Guatemala, maybe you're thinking about El Salvador. Some people are interested in El Salvador because of how it's turned around so much, and now they're into Bitcoin. Some people will be like, oh, Mexico is probably a popular spot too. And then there's Belize. Belize is also another spot people are interested in. It just depends where we're at in life and what we have stumbled on, or what caught our attention. Different people to be different places. But yeah, like for us right now, like I think I stopped when I was talking, and so Lacatiron is an area where we're thinking about Vilcabamba, something like that in Ecuador. Maybe I'm just butchering that, but it's a spiritually based community. Lacatiron as well. Well, I'm having a hard time speaking. And then San Isidro, El General in Costa Rica. And that's where, for me, I've got most of my sights set on right now. It's Costa Rica, since I've been there and I know, and I'm familiar with the country and the people already, and I know some people there, follow some YouTubers there, and yeah, some people are interested in Panama. I'm not interested in Panama. I'm not interested in Nicaragua. Not interested in Venezuela. Venezuela would love to go if it ever settles down again and gets its act together again. But its neighbor, Colombia, is a place that I really would like to go, especially up north, close to Santa Marta. There's Barranquilla, not far from Santa Marta. Well, just the south from Santa Marta, there's a small place called Minca, and it's a whole bunch of expats and other spiritual seekers that have joined there, and they sort of a community farm project, and very much spiritually based. And then there's another place in Colombia, there's Palomino. So anyways, there's quite a few spots that I'm considering, and maybe there's going to be more that are going to be added to that list, who knows. Right now, this is what I'm thinking. And yeah, I'm wondering, have you been planning? Are you going? If so, where? Why?